I'm gonna show y'all how to make a model airport that's easy to make. It'll be cheap, realistic, and it'll only take 30 minutes. So let's get started. So the first thing that you're gonna need to make your model airport is a giant piece of cardboard. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some scissors and cut it to the approximate size that I need. After that, you'll have the size of cardboard that you need. Now that you have your base, it's time to start planning your airport. So what I did is I just took a pencil and I made the layout of my airport. Also, remember what scale airport you're gonna make, because that definitely helps, as I'm making 1/400 scale. What I did next is I added some painter's tape and I took some paint, which I got from Home Depot. I then took one color of the paint and I started painting the runway a gray color. It's good to get 2 different shades of gray and like a different tint of gray so that it looks more realistic, as then the runway can be a different color than the tarmac and it'll look more detailed. Also, when you're making your airport, you'll also realize that taking painter's tape out is really satisfying. The next thing that you can do is you can paint the area where the aircraft will park the same gray color as the runway. So it also has like a different color than the taxiway and it'll look way better. While we wait for the paint to dry, I'm gonna get some model grass, which you can get for really cheap off of Amazon, and I'm gonna hot glue it down to my airport board. If you don't have model grass, then a good alternative would just be to paint it green, or you could even like print out a picture of grass or something, and I guess it'll also look good. Model grass makes your airport look super realistic though, so if you don't have it, you should definitely invest in it as it's super detailed. The thing that I've started here is making the runway markings and threshold markings, which I did by using a white Posca pen. Using a pencil, you can then make a concrete pattern on the runway, as it looks really good and is a great detail. That makes your airport look way more realistic, and as you can see, it's a great addition to our runway. Once I was done with that, I started making the markings for my runway, and I started with the center line. Make sure to have patience and take your time, as this can be the difference between a good model airport and a not so good one. The more time you take and patience you have, the better the results. The next thing I made is a number for the runway. This is optional, but it looks really good. What I did is I just made a square and then I put like a line down from the right side of the square to make the number 9, which is really easy and it looks good. Here you can follow my tutorial for the runway markings, as these are accurate and they're just like real life threshold markings. And here what I've done is I've made a line like between the taxiway and the place where the aircraft park. Once that was finished, I made these holding markings and I started working on the taxiway lines. This can be done with a Posca paint marker, just like I did the runway with. In the end, the result looked really good and it's time to move on to the aircraft stands. And what I did here is I just made a concrete tile pattern, and that takes us to the final result, where you can put down your model aircraft and in the end your airport will look just like this. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe for more, and we'll see you next time.